Welcome to CS 110. This is an introduction to computation and programming. Now, in this course, we're going to go through the basic building blocks of code, and you're going to learn that these basic building blocks are the same across all the languages. So once you understand these basic building blocks, then you'll know that code is code. Therefore, once you know how an if works, how a while loop works, how variables work, how scoping works, you'll understand the basic blocks, whether you're working in PHP, Ruby, JavaScript, Python. It's not going to matter at that point. There are some differences in the way that they structure for their language itself, which is syntax, and you'll learn about that. However, these basic building blocks and how these instructions work are all the same across the board. And you'll see that throughout this course. Let's take a look how we would display Hello World. This is a very basic 101 type of instruction, but let's look at it across multiple languages. Here's Python. Print Hello World. So you have an instruction, and then you have the string. And here it is in PHP, echo Hello World. Notice that the two use a different instruction, whereas Python has print and PHP has echo. The syntax is a little bit different in that there's a semicolon at the end. However, notice that they're both doing the same thing. Here it is in Ruby, puts Hello World. JavaScript. You can do this with a document.write, or you can also do it with a console.log. C# has a System.Console.Write and then Hello World. LISP has a print list Hello World. C is printf Hello World. Here's Pascal with a writeIn command and then Hello World. How about Java? System.out.println Hello World. And Visual Basic is a message box. What you can see from all of these is what? What do you see here? You see an instruction, which is a function, some built-in functionality that says, do this. If you run a print, if you run an echo, if you run a puts, all of these mean the same thing. They mean go and display whatever string is given to them. So you can see right from this one page how the basic principle of how to write out a message to the screen is the same across all the different languages. In some cases, you'll have to learn, if you're working in Python, that it's a print. So what should you know at the end of this course? You're going to go through and learn about problem and solution visualization and expression. As you learn in SE 50, your role, your job as a software professional is to solve problems through web technologies, right? How do we take a problem, come up with a solution, visualize what that is, break it down, and then come up with the code that drives that? We're going to give you an introduction to that process here in this course. What is computation? You're going to learn about computation in this course. Also going to learn about computational thought. This is the beginning introduction to a new way of thinking about your role as a software professional. How are you going to solve problems? How do you put solution sets together? How do you construct code? How do you select the right components within your code? How do you select the right functionality within your code? This is the beginning phases of that process. Computational thought will be weaved into every single thing that you do here at WPDC. You're also going to learn that computation is larger than just any one specific language. You saw that just a moment ago in Hello World. That's a common theme as we move throughout this course, as this course is not specific to any particular language. You're going to learn about the building blocks of all the languages. So once you understand these guiding elementary beginning building blocks, then you're able to step into a language and be able to then select the right functionality and the right components to put together for your solutions. Therefore, if you know that you need to display something to the screen, you know that there's a basic building block for that. It's then finding the right function that allows you to do that process. It's going to be turning on those light bulbs in your mind to go, aha, that's how I do that. Ah, it is capable to do this. And we're going to introduce you to some basic guiding principles in software. One of those is also going to include a new set of terminology. Some of these terms can be a bit scary when you see them out in the wild. So instead of just throwing a big name at you, a big definition and a big, long, odd-looking word, instead what we're going to do is meet you where you are right now and step you forward so that you can see how this particular word is actually used. What are the concepts behind it? Why is it important? And then we'll show you, oh, by the way, you just learned this particular word. Those concepts, that language is then going to be able to help you to find and discuss and solve problems. So now it's time to sit back. If you don't have something to drink, go get something to drink. Get ready, because this course is going to introduce you to computation and programming. Let's get started.